inventory, so go ape for Willowbrook Chrysler, where friends mean more than money. Big on primates, but terrible on parking.
Add our famous fluffy pancakes with delicious syrup to your order today at IHOP. Breakfast or dinner, let's put a smile on your plate at an IHOP near you.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Homewood Ravensview, a leader in mental health and addiction treatment. Lost feels different for everyone. Find your path forward with Ravensview.
Today marks the third anniversary of the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and BC health officials are releasing plans for the spring booster program. Those in high-risk groups will have the opportunity to receive another shot starting in April, but as Richard Zussman reports, the majority of Canadians will not.
With respiratory illness season nearly behind us, the province's top health officials looking forward.
We continue to deal with COVID-19 and will continue to do so.
The next step of dealing with COVID, a spring vaccine booster campaign. Eligible for the shot are those 80 years of age and older, 70 plus for Indigenous British Columbians, those living in long-term care, those designated as clinically extremely vulnerable, and a new category, those 60 plus who have not yet at any point tested positive for COVID-19.
We are learning about the immune system, about the vaccinations, about the durability of protection, and about what we call hybrid immunity.
This will not be a general population campaign. The expectation so far is the next COVID vaccine most people will get will be in the fall, when it could be combined with the flu shot.
Using my vested thinking right now, unless things change, and they have changed, that will likely do similar to what we do for influenza, where broadly focus on those people who need it most.
What will happen into the next year and beyond, still unknown. There is still COVID in community, with 205 people in hospital currently having tested positive, but fewer staff are calling in sick at hospitals and deaths are waning, leading to a change when it comes to the province's public service and its current vaccine mandate.
Given the high rates of immunization and given what we're seeing in terms of the population and the transmission of COVID, that decision was made by the Public Service Agency to remove those.
Public service mandate will be gone by April 3rd, opening the door for those who have not gotten their vaccine at pharmacies or other places to go back to work. There are 175 people currently on unpaid leave. What will not change is the mandate in the healthcare system, and the plan continues to be to put that into permanent contracts and make that a long-term requirement.
And just to be clear, Richard, I don't expect it to change either.
As for those who have not, the province echoing the same message. The risk continues to be higher of severe illness for anyone who hasn't received a shot. Richard Zussman, Global News, Victoria.
Here are some of the big picture numbers from the past 3 years. In BC, more than 5,200 people have died from COVID-related complications. More than 33,000 patients have been hospitalized, and nearly 400,000 cases of COVID have been detected.
It has been a long 3 years. I think reflect on all of those who have suffered loss in this period, all of those who've suffered loss directly from COVID-19, suffered loss in the public health emergency, that is the overdose public health emergency that was greatly impacted by the fact of COVID-19 in BC.
Time now for a check on those roads with Brad Russell. Good morning to you, Brad.
And, we're looking at the Port Mann Bridge, normal flow for this time of the morning. However, before you get to the bridge, if you're going westbound in Surrey, Highway 1 at 192nd, that overpass, they're doing some street work and all 3 lanes are shut down. Only the HOV lane is getting through. That till about 8 o'clock this morning, so another 45 minutes. Maybe the Lougheed or the Patello being the other option. Sussex Insurance has auto plan offices inside the Real Canadian Superstores and Walmarts throughout BC. Find your nearest location at the.com. Open 9 to 9 every day. Jen?
Thanks so much, Brad. It looks pretty decent out there. Okay, coming up, shoulder season safety in the mountains. The walk hour Paul Haysom took with North Shore Rescue on the dangers and the planning needed to enjoy BC's backyard.
celebrate the uplifting and timeless music of ABBA. Be part of this all-ages, family-friendly stage extravaganza featuring a live band, costumes that will have you singing and dancing along to hits like Dancing Queen and Mamma Mia. The Carha Hockey World Cup is coming to Richmond March 19th. This international adult recreation tournament features approximately 100 teams from around the world. Cheer on these athletes with free admission at Richmond Olympic Oval. For our BC, I'm Michael Newman.
Global BC Community Hub. Promote your event. Build your community. Global BC Community Hub. Bringing your world.
Stop! Medical!
Oh my God.
Keep breathing.
We love our pets, but we don't always love their hair, which is why we made Bounce Pet Hair and Lint Guard. With 3 times the pet hair fighting ingredients, just one sheet helps remove pet hair from your clothes. Looking good starts in the dryer with Bounce Pet.
Performance that truly matters for each and every one of us. This is what you've been waiting for. Shen Yun, returning to Queen Elizabeth Theater from March 21st to the 26th.
With a powerful spot cleaner from Bissell, you can turn every whoops into a whoa. Stain after stain, year after year. Bissell, live in the moment, not the mess.
3 children are now at risk of going to school on an empty stomach.
When I'm hungry, my stomach starts to hurt a little bit. It's hard to think and concentrate. I don't have enough energy.
But there's hope. By supporting Toonies for Tummies, 100% of your donation gives hungry children in your community the chance to start their day with a much-needed, nutritious meal.
When I eat breakfast, I have lots of energy. When it's gym, I could run really fast.
Donate in store or online today.
Are you suffering from painful, missing, or failing teeth? We can help you. Our highly trained doctors and smile you dreamed of in just one day. That's right, a brand new smile in just one day. Book your consultation today. We love to see you smile.
Cut. Nice job, everybody.
When the cooking competition ends, the dishwashing competition begins. And a bigger bottle isn't always the better value. Unlike this diluted dish soap, Dawn Platinum is small and powerful with an ultra-concentrated formula. Increased cleaning power. So, when the other stuff runs out, Dawn Platinum keeps going to clean up to 2,000 more dishes. Dawn Platinum cleans more so you save more.
Good morning, 7:22 on a Saturday. I am your mother. Listen to me. Oh, I know that Steph and I may have said that 5 million times to our kids. Hey, it's snowing. Park.
Sure is.
What's up with that?
We got some active weather on deck for the entire start of spring break.
Can you order spring to come earlier?
Oh, I know. It's around the corner, though, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad out there.
I'm looking forward to lighter days. So
Yes.
but right now, we're going to take a little tour. We're heading north, and we are going to Lake Country. In the heart of the Lakes District is Burns Lake. 5,000 kilometers of shoreline. And life in Burns Lake, recreation and lifestyle, and has an abundant First Nations heritage. Burns Lake began as a rest stop for travelers on their way to the Yukon Gold Rush, and travelers saw a rich future in forestry, fur, and mining. And the village now serves as the heart of the local logging, sawmilling, mining, and tourist industries in the area, and boasts 3 pubs, a handful of cafes, restaurants, and more. And clearly, ice fishing is very popular. This is on Co-op Lake. That was sent in by Kelly. Sent in all these old photos, or then and now photos from their centennial calendars, because they are celebrating 100 years at Burns Lake. So there's quite a few incredible photos here. I'm just going to scroll through a few that Aaron sent in. They said they have an exciting year planned for 2023 as they're in their centenarian year, 1923 to 2023. So you can see how they've done that. Half the road there is the from 19. half is present downtown. So that's pretty amazing to look at. And here's one just enjoying the active lifestyle and hiking scene here. And then one last one. And this is a drone footage of showcasing their little curvy street. So next week, we are going to Oliver and Bella Bella. So please send us your photos to weekendnews@globaltv.com. And of course, we'll be showcasing more of Burns Lake coming up a little bit later in the show. So we have a onshore. We also have an offshore flow. We've got lots of active weather. We have weather statements in place for Hattagawai as well as the Central Coast. We're going to be seeing that mixed precipitation, snow at higher elevations, even around the South Coast. Our temperatures are still a little bit chilly. That time change happens tomorrow for daylight savings where we're springing forward. We're very close to spring and we are gaining more daylight. So there's some positivity, and we first, as we kick off spring break, we're going to have to get through this atmospheric river that is going to be bringing some substantial precipitation our way and snowfall in the higher elevations. This is going to be a great start to spring break if you're getting up on the slopes and this extended season that everybody's announcing. So here's a look. This is tonight and how all this rain times out. So we are going to be seeing a few centimeters today. It is scattered. As we get into tomorrow night, that's when you're going to see that heavier rainfall. You can see it's quite varied. Squamish, Chilliwack, Hope, 11 centimeters. But then this does continue into your day Monday and potentially into Tuesday with another system bringing some more showers. Look here at your forecast around the province. Northern BC, we are expecting a couple centimeters here in Quesnel as well as Williams Lake. Fort St. John expecting some snowfall, 5 to 10 of wet snow for Sandspit. That's where that weather statement is in place. Southern BC today is going to see a little bit of snowfall mixed with some rain there. We are seeing that mixed precipitation as these temperatures really hover. And 7 degrees in Port Hardy, you'll see about 5 millimeters of rainfall today. Lower mainland, scattered showers, a few breaks. Temperatures really between 7 and 9 degrees. So a little bit chilly today, and then we slowly start to warm up. There you go.
Okay, thanks so much. When spring hits the city, it's still winter in the mountains, and while you can find a good time in the mountains year-round, it does pay to be prepared. Our Paul Haysom took a walk in the woods with North Shore Rescue on the do's and don'ts of shoulder season.
2, 1, and hold your position.
As the weather starts to heat up on the West Coast, so do the calls rescue.
When the sun goes down, this really firms up.
So we hit the trails with NSR team lead Mike Dangs with some reminders for the slippery shoulder season.
We still have a lot of snow on the ground here. Right. So people that are doing hikes in the front country, footwear, they need to consider micro spikes. You need to think about extra layers.
The NSR team dealing with a spike in calls, including 3 in one day earlier this week. People out of bounds, unprepared.
We'll get a 911 call, someone's lost, they're in an absolute panic, and they're making poor decisions, and that's where things really go sideways so quickly.
Things went sideways in late February when a couple visiting Canada got lost and stranded overnight on Lynn Headwaters Trail.
Was this curve really cold? Wet.
Most of the people that we have not been able to find in the backcountry have been people that have been visitors to Vancouver. Where do we deliver that message? Is it at the airports? Is it at the flights when they're coming in? Is it at the hostels?
Tourists and locals alike are reminded to have a plan, a map, and a satellite device. But if you do get lost, don't split up and look for a clearing.
This is a prime example. I mean, we're in dense canopy here. It's very hard to see the sky. But as soon as you come out into this open area, wow, you're very visible.
Visibility is key for anyone venturing into the backcountry, along with having the proper gear and the knowledge to use it.
Pay it forward, bring extra gear with you because it can not only save your life, but someone else's life.
Gear like this avalanche air pack that works like a charm. Paul Haysom, Global News.
He's ready to roll. All right, stay with us. Today's top stories are next. The raw sewage flowing into the Capilano River. What happened and what needs to be done next when Global News Morning continues.
Marcia Gay Harden
and Skylar Austin.
We're here to help you.
So Help Me Todd. New episodes return Thursday, March 30th on Global.
A performance that truly matters for each and every one of us. This is what you've been waiting for. Shen Yun, returning to Queen Elizabeth Theater from March 21st to the 26th.
Powerful spot cleaner from Bissell, you can turn every whoops into a whoa. Stain after stain, year after year. Bissell, live in the moment, not the mess.
Dust shows up everywhere. It's always in the air. And cleaning it, is the worst. Swiffer Duster captures dust. The fluffy fibers are amazing. Pushing dust around, Duster traps it in one swipe, locking it in. Oh yeah, it easily sneaks in tight spaces, grabbing dust without lifting a thing. Even up high, it traps and locks 3 times more dust. Bye-bye. Swiffer Duster. Love it or your money back.
At Phil's Batteries and More, we've got the right battery for the job, including our own Northern Energy batteries. We offer free systems checks, battery recycling, battery chargers, solar panels, and a friendly, no-hassle service. Phil's Batteries and More, family-owned and operated. Want to
trip hazards in pool and water? Call True Level Concrete. Sinking driveway and settling patio? Don't wait. Call True Level. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call True Level Concrete.
I like the challenge. Makes you feel great. Being a member of Local 97 gives me stability, gives me a brighter future, and a big family that I can rely on. It's never boring.
Add our famous fluffy pancakes with delicious syrup to your order today at IHOP. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, let's put a smile on your plate at an IHOP near you.
You're watching Global BC. This is Global News Morning.
Over recent weeks, that this has evolved and organized crime groups have kind of taken over.
A stomping ground for stolen goods. Why there's concerns over the plan to relocate the controversial downtown Eastside flea market. Good morning, I'm Jennifer Palma. Thanks for joining us. Coquitlam RCMP are searching for a man wanted on a BC-wide warrant after he allegedly assaulted a dog and its owner. Police say just after midnight on March 4th, 24-year-old Austin Durocher assaulted a female and her dog at a building on Glen Drive near Johnson Street. For non-life-threatening injuries, the suspect at large has been charged with assault, uttering threats, and causing pain and suffering to an animal. Durocher is described as 5'5" with short brown hair, hazel eyes, and a slim build. If you spot him, you're asked not to approach and to call 911 immediately. The BC Environment Ministry and the Squamish Nation are investigating a sewage leak in the Capilano River. Ministry crews could be seen gathering samples on Friday, testing for any potential impacts. The Squamish Nation says the leak had been happening for 5 days before it was finally It believes the leak originated from the nearby Woodcroft apartment complex. The nation is advising the public to stay clear of the river and avoid using it for fishing, swimming, or bathing.
This is a central point of connection for the Squamish peoples since time memorial. Sacred waters, when there's either damage or pollution to the water, it directly impacts not only the water but our people, and we have a deep connection here.
Is still under investigation and the exact source has not yet been determined. The province has approved a permit for a gold and silver mine in northern BC that's expected to contribute more than $13 billion to BC's economy over its lifetime. The Blackwater mine near Vanderhoof is expected to create 457 direct full-time jobs over its projected 22-year lifespan. In addition, 825 will be created during the roughly 2-year construction period. The mine will be operated by Artemis Gold. The company says it's looking forward to beginning construction.
We have been working at the project site for some time. We've completed site preparation work for our plant site. So the next step will be to bring our construction people onto site and perhaps even as early as next month, start pouring concrete.
We can have environmentally responsible mining done in this new era of reconciliation, working directly with First Nations. And incredible inclusive economic opportunities for people.
In 2020, the province signed an economic and community development agreement with 2 local First Nations to share mineral tax revenue from the project. A just-announced plan to relocate the controversial downtown Eastside Flea Market is already facing opposition. The plan proposed by Vancouver City staff involved the demolition of a heritage building at 123 East Hastings to create a larger outdoor market space. The current site, located 1 block west, is going to be BC Housing. Critics have described the flea market as little more than an open-air fencing operation for stolen goods.
So not only are stolen goods being sold in the market, or we believe it to be stolen goods sold in that market, we also know that organized crime groups are coming in and there's a lot of trafficking going on. So with this trafficking brings a slew of violence, and we've been seeing that over the past few months, violence on actual residents of the downtown east side and even on police officers that work in that area as well.
I've went around binning and then I'll come back, look at the products that I have, and then that's what I do from time to time.
If the plan is approved, the new market is expected to be open for business in September. Indonesia's Merapi volcano erupted early this morning, blanketing villages in ash. The eruption has forced mining activities and tourism to stop. It's one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes and had been on the country's second highest alert level for eruption. Indonesia is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire and is home to more than any other country. This volcano last erupted in 2010, killing more than 350 people. Time now for Check on Those Roads with Brad Russell in Global One. How's it looking?
Well, you know, for a traffic reporter, it's an exciting morning. For a driver, maybe not so much. Alex Fraser Bridge, and we are high above an accident that's happened southbound, just as you get across the bridge to Delta. And this is an example of great interagency collaboration. We've got South Delta Police, Main Roads, and the RCMP all helping out. Roads down to 1 lane heading across. Now, not a big backup, maybe mid-span across the bridge. 10 or 15 minutes to get yourself through, no problem. But keep that in mind if you're heading this direction. Today's Lotto 6 sold $4 million, plus the Class $6 million jackpot. 2 jackpots on 1 ticket. Brad Russell, high above the Alex Fraser Bridge in Global One.
Thanks so much, Brad. Coming up, taking center court at the Langley Events Center, the BC Boys High School Provincials wraps up tonight. Look at the highlights of last night's semifinals. Stay with us. Here's your snow report.
This snow report is brought to you by Powder King. Discover more at powderking.com.
Over the last few years, we all face limitations. Now that things have eased, let us help relieve your joint pain caused by arthritis. With Weber Naturals, the choice for more Canadians for joint pain.
There's so much character here.
Think we should get a home inspection?
Oh, yeah.
What's it look like I'm doing?
How's this talk, son? You just have to listen.
Yep. She's opening up all her little secrets.
Did he bring that cup from home?
You sure did. Do you need a glass? Get a glass.
RE/MAX agents don't dad-splain. They explain with exactly the advice you need during one of life's biggest decisions from Canada's most experienced agents.
Between us, cleaning up after this little guy was way too much work. So I gave Swiffer Sweeper a shot. It's a game changer. The heavy-duty dry cloths trap and lock 2 times the dust and hair. Better than my broom that can push it around. Wait. Whoa, this is all you. And I love these heavy-duty wet cloths. They give me the cleaning power of a mop with the convenience of a wipe. Switching to Swiffer, totally worth it. Oh, yes, it is. Love it or your money back.
A performance that truly matters. for each and every one of us. This is what you've been waiting for. Once in your lifetime, Shen Yun, returning to Queen Elizabeth Theater from March 21st to the 26th. Tickets at shenyun.com.
Over the last few years, we all face limitations. Now that things have eased, let us help relieve your joint pain caused by arthritis. With Weber Naturals, the choice for more Canadians for joint pain.
This week, tasked with completing your living rooms.
I want to be bold.
We gotta go bigger, we gotta go home. Couple more casts, and we gotta check in on all the competitors.
Renovation Resort, all new Sunday at 10 on HGTV.
I'm analyzing, trying to size everyone up and down.
Just like game mode.
Dog walking forecast is brought to you by the Bone and Biscuit. Visit in person or online at boneandbiscuit.ca today.
Okay, so Jay and I snuck a peek. We were like, adorable.
Oh my goodness, I could say that this dog should be our mascot for 2022-2023 winter. Torvi, Marcia says, is a powder hound. This English cream golden retriever named after the Viking shield maiden. And yeah, she's 22 months old and loves watching global news, of course. So we love Torvi. Beautiful. And Torvi's enjoying the snow. We're going to be on and off today. That is what we're expecting today. So definitely bring your umbrellas or a raincoat today. We're going to see some southeasterly winds, but gusty near the strait. Our high today is only going to be around that 8-9 degree mark. So it is chillier than seasonal. We'll take a look now at your, in a second, BC dog walking forecast at globalnews.ca. If you would like to send your photos and your dog stories to us, please do send them to that email. Yeah, as you can see, we are going to be seeing some wet flurries at higher elevations up the Cedar. We are expecting snowfall today, so local mountains going to be getting hit with some fresh snow. Mostly cloudy out there, some fog, easterly winds at 11 kilometers per hour. It is chilly out there to start, and we are seeing our temperatures definitely a little bit colder than they normally are. So we should be sitting at 11 degrees. We're only going to hit 8, but we're getting lots more sunlight as we get into our day tomorrow, and we push those clocks forward for daylight savings time. So we have a couple weather alerts to tell you about, these weather statements in place where we are expecting snowfall. Hattagwai, that times out today into Sunday morning, and for the Central Coast, that times out tonight into your morning on Sunday as well. So we're expecting snowfall. For us, it's going to be rain. It's going to be an atmospheric river coming our way Sunday night into Monday. That's when we're expecting this timing. As you can see, quite a lot of variation as far as our totals for rainfall go. So definitely going to be a soggy start to look at your forecast for today. So we are seeing mostly cloudy skies there in Prince Rupert, 5 degrees, a couple centimeters for Fort St. John, as well as in and around Williams Lake and Quesnel. Out towards Revelstoke, we'll start to see some of those wet flurries. Same with Kelowna and Kamloops. There'll be flurries changing to showers. Vancouver, high of 8 degrees. Whistler looking at a high of 2 degrees with some snowfall on the way into tonight as well. So this system is bringing some unsettled conditions. It's going to get very wet Sunday night into Monday, and then likely to stick around Tuesday before we start to see some breaks and warmer temperatures. The Chicks are bringing their world tour to Vancouver, and we're giving you a chance to be there. The 13-time Grammy award-winning trio will be performing at Rogers Arena on September the 5th, and we're giving you a chance to win a pair of premium concert tickets plus a one-night stay at the Vancouver Marriott Pinnacle Downtown Hotel and dinner in the Showcase Restaurant and Bar, and all you have to do is go to globalnews.ca/contest and enter. Good luck. Jay, over to you.
Be nice to go.
Great.
Oh, be a fantastic show. Thanks, Steph. Morning, everybody. The Vancouver Whitecaps back on the pitch this afternoon as they host FC Dallas at 2 p.m. Caps are coming off that monster win Wednesday night in the opening leg of their CONCACAF Champions match. They put 5 goals on the board, but they're still in search of their first MLS victory of the season. One could make a strong argument MLS success trumps whatever the Caps will do in CONCACAF, but we'll see if they can keep that firepower going against Dallas today.
Pressure is given by the fact that we haven't
a game in the league, and we want it, and we want to do it, and we need to wake up as fast as we can, because at the moment the playoff line is only 3 points behind, and if we win, maybe Wednesday's going to be 1 point behind. But yeah, we need to keep the standings as tight as we can and play a team that last year arrived third in the league, a team has very high quality players, especially up top. So yeah, I hope that we rise to the occasion, as you said.
So usually when we talk about the Vancouver Whitecaps, it's Ryan Gauld, not Ryan Raposo, but Raposo's beginning to get noticed a lot more. He played really, really well against Real España Wednesday. He could be a key player in today's game versus FC Dallas. And as mentioned, it's a 2 o'clock start at BC Place.
Regular playing time with just out of reach for Ryan Raposo, but he believes that comes with the territory of being a professional athlete.
Sometimes you're playing, sometimes you're not. So I think as athletes, it's more so how you deal with that. You know, you always got to come into work and give your best, because you never know when it's going to be your time.
The 24-year-old from Hamilton, Ontario, is making the most of his time on the pitch. He was in the starting lineup for the first time this year when the Whitecaps faced Real España on Wednesday. Raposo recorded a goal and an assist. A man of the match after his shift.
Raposo scores! He's such a dynamic player. You can put him pretty much anywhere in the field and he'll do well. And yeah, he showed that on Wednesday.
The versatile winger has played on both the left and right side, and last year he embraced the role as a wingback, but this is the first time he's been used as a fullback. And it could mean more minutes on a regular basis for the 4th overall pick in the 2020 MLS Super Draft.
Yeah, I was never option everywhere I've been, even at the youth level, going into college, now coming into pro. So it's always been a consistent and slow grind, and that's something that I'm comfortable with and something that I'm getting used to.
Hopefully he's not too used to it, because the Whitecaps have a lot of games this season, and if he keeps playing the way he did on Wednesday, he may end up being one of the first names on the team sheet for Coach.
That he has everything to play both as a right back or as a left back. Of course, he's right-footed, so it would be more natural on the right, but even on the left he can play. He can actually, you see Wednesday, comes in and shoot a goal. So I think he's doing well, and he has the chance to play a lot of games this season.
BC boys quad A semifinals from the Langley Event Center. Semiahmoo Thunderbirds tipping off against the Kelowna Owls. Semiahmoo's #1 ranked, and they looked every bit of it too. Torian Lee runs the floor, goes coast to coast, lays it in off the glass. The overwhelmed in the opening quarter. Semiahmoo ran the floor to start the game. They put up 34 points. Lee, nothing but net from beyond the arc. Three-pointer was good. Just too much firepower on the night by Semiahmoo. Cole Beckering leading the Thunderbirds with 24 points. They're off to the championship game for the second straight year as they win it 96-68. The other semifinal of the night, Fleetwood Park and Oak Bay. Oak Bay boys, Bays, pardon me, the #2 ranked team, Fleetwood Park Dragons, just slaying their way. #6 seeds, all about the upset. Oak Bay's torn smooth off the pick and roll. Grade 10, nice little bucket right there, but that'd be their only lead. They led by 8 after the first. Fleetwood Park Dragons took over after that. Isaac Opel. How's that for making cameraman Trev work from the 3-point range? And then Aaron Uppel off the dribble, drives the lane, finger roll lane. Aaron and Isaac matching 24 points. Then off the steal, Fleetwood's big man Ishar Singh Sarai running the floor, dishes to Aaron Uppel. Fleetwood Park knocks off Oak Bay 73. It's an all-Surrey final in the Quad A. Fleetwood Park will take on Semiahmoo. The 3A final features Vancouver's St. Patrick Celtics will take on Dover Bay of Nanaimo, and 2A has the Brentwood College of Mill Bay against King George Dragons of Vancouver. Chicago Bears have traded the first overall pick in the NFL draft. It's off to Carolina, which if they don't trade, they'll use on a pick. First pick would be a quarterback. Probably first couple picks will be quarterbacks. The Bears first-round pick from Carolina this year and next year, so that's a couple first-rounders, a second-rounder this year and in 2025, along with veteran receiver DJ Moore, who will be a starter in Chicago. BC Hockey League announcing its 2023 showcase event is heading across the border come October. Seattle Kraken is hosting the league, and it's 18 teams. Each team will play 2 regular season games down in Seattle at the Kraken's practice facility. Surrey Eagles will be one of those teams facing off, and it's the Eagles' Ty Brassington Scholarship Player of the Week. The 18-year-old defenseman is in his second BC Hockey League season. 42 games played this year, a steady 3 goals, 11 assists. Ty has committed to Clarkson University in Potsdam, New York. Half a dozen BC Hockey Leaguers committing to Clarkson this season. Congrats to Ty Brassington. He's this week's BC Hockey League Shaw Scholarship Player of the Week. Western Hockey League scoreboard. Kamloops Blazers got another 2 goals from Owen Zell. 6-3. Giants lose in the shootout to the Kelowna Rockets 4-3 last night, and Zach Funk and Caden Glover 2 goals apiece as the Cougars devour the Royals 8-3. Jen, we're keeping our eyes at the Players' Championship. They've just concluded the second round, and BC's very own Adam Svensson is the leader at -9. He leads Scotty Scheffler by 2 shots. Taylor Penrith -4. Adam Hadwin at -3, but Adam Svensson will begin play today in the lead at the Players' Championship. It's a huge event. We'll see what he can do today. It's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day. It'll be a good day.
Whitecaps 2 o'clock, and of course the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Ottawa Senators 7 o'clock at Rogers Arena. They won 3 in a row.
Nice way to kick off spring break.
Yeah, Abbotsford Canucks are playing well too. We're going to chat with their head coach coming up in the next hour.
Hey, we had fun. Okay, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jay. See you in a bit. Coming up, rallying together. An accident left her unable to bike ride with her family, but community support stepped up to help. First, though, here's Brad Russell.
Thank you very much, Jen. And over the Massey Tunnel, the course of the upbridge tied up southbound, and traffic southbound through the Massey is not so bad either. A little bit of a in this time of day, heading to the borders and to the ferries this morning. But it might pick up a little bit later on. Truck Month is on now at GMC. Take a pro this season with the 2022 Sierra 1500. Visit your local GMC dealer today. I'm Brad Russell in Global One.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Shen Yun, a performance that truly matters. This is what you've been waiting for. Starts March 21st at Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Tickets at shenyun.com.
I lost my job.
Loan I shouldn't have.
I don't know what happened, but before I knew it, things were out of control. Creditors calling, arguments about money, and unbelievable stress.
And that all changed when I called 310 Debt. They explained my options and helped me make the right choice.
What am I most grateful for? I am debt-free, and my pride is restored.
Be debt-free. Call MNP at 310-DEBT today.
Call us on the phone or see us on the net. 310-DEBT.
This is insightful. This is in-depth. This is inspiring. This is BC. The special stories that shape our province, as suggested by our viewers. This is BC with Jay Durant. Real people, real stories on Global News Hour at 6. This is BC with Jay Durant is brought to you in part by JM Media. We make advertising easy.
Dust shows up in the air, and cleaning it, is the worst. Swiffer Duster captures dust. The fluffy fibers are amazing. Instead of pushing dust around, Duster traps it in one swipe, locking it in. Oh yeah, it easily sneaks in tight spaces, grabbing dust without lifting a thing. Even up high, it traps and locks 3 times more dust. Bye-bye. Swiffer Duster. Love it or your money back.
1 in 3 children are now at risk of going to school on an empty.
I'm hungry and my stomach starts to hurt a little bit. It's hard to think and concentrate. I don't have enough energy.
But there's hope. By supporting Toonies for Tummies, 100% of your donation gives hungry children in your community the chance to start their day with a much-needed, nutritious meal.
When I eat breakfast, I have lots of energy. When it's gym, I could run really fast.
Donate in store or online today.
One-third of Canadian children are at risk of going to school every day on an empty stomach, and being hungry makes it harder for them to learn. That's why Global News is partnering with Toonies for Tummies to provide nutritious meals to children in need in your community. Please donate today.
The layout of a kitchen is extremely important. Curtis, what are some ways to improve the functionality of a kitchen?
Maximize the space you have. Finding space in the kitchen first and foremost, how you move around from fridge, stove, sink, dishwasher, where all those functions are. We try to start with where that is and then what you actually need in the kitchen. So maybe more space, more drawers. We like to give a little bit extra space above the cabinets if you have that space available. Anywhere we can add, some functionality, we will.
How can we optimize the layout of the kitchen?
Sometimes you can, remove certain cabinets. Like say you have a peninsula, like in this kitchen, we had a peninsula that was kind of impeding the pass-through. We actually removed that, put in a new island that just made it more conducive to walking around, seating, everything with that.
When you started off with these clients, what were some of the specific asks for this kitchen?
So for this specific kitchen, they had a pantry that was built in and kind of came off the wall. It wasn't really functional. Their ask was to make that wall functional. So we actually removed that whole pantry, built in a whole new section, built-in pantries, built-in fridge, added a coffee bar to the end, just gave them maximized storage solutions for that space, as well as removing that peninsula that kind of impeded their pass-through to their dining room, added an island or extended the island. Functional.
What are some ways that we can maximize the use of our kitchen space?
So one of the biggest ones for us is base cabinets. You've got double doors, you stack all your Tupperware in there, it's not functional, you can't get back there without getting on your hands and knees. We can actually convert that existing cabinet into a bank of drawers, make it so that it comes out to you instead of you going into it, and really takes the height and level away and makes it easier.
Are there any ways that we can utilize wasted space in a kitchen?
You've got a space above there that's just not functional, it's just a dust collector. Maybe add a new cabinet to the existing, make a full height door, gives you a whole new layer of storage.
Any recommendations for using floating shelves?
Yeah, absolutely. So in this one, we actually did a couple different features. So you can see the floating shelves on the coffee bar with the lights, beautiful at night. We actually put in a custom hood fan that also was a nice feature in that same wood grain. It accommodated a bigger for their stove. It was a requirement that they needed, and it just added a level of design and really just a nice feature.
What recommendations do you have to transform our kitchen but still be on budget?
Refacing is a great option. So it's keeping your existing cabinets, putting brand new fronts on, giving it a brand new look. What this allows for us to do is kind of a hybrid model. If you're looking for that, we can actually keep majority of your existing cabinets, maybe add some box extensions to it. Maybe you want to take something away like this peninsula and add to your allows for us to kind of customize without having to tear the whole thing out. We can still give you all the function, brand new look, brand new feel, but we don't have to tear the whole thing out to do it.
These are great tips and advice. You can catch Curtis and many more at BC's Home and Garden Show from March 16th to 19th. For Open House, I'm Yvonne Schell.
Open House is brought to you in part by Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery. Shop online at lifestylemeetscomfort.ca.
A Saanich teenager who was long injuries after being hit by a car will be getting a special bike thanks to her community. 16-year-old Layla Bowie suffered catastrophic injuries, including brain injuries, when she was struck in 2017. In order to be able to ride a bike with her family, she needs an expensive tandem bike. Her family approached the Great Bike Giveaway, which works with adaptive bike companies to provide young people with bicycles. Within a few days, there was more than enough to buy the bike. Oh, that's great. Stay with us. Your day's top stories are next. Spring break travel to get you through the airport easily, and will the weather cooperate? Steph is back with a look at your forecast.
CSI Vegas. On Thursday, March 30th on Global.
Between us,